Now start by focusing on the real estate space. Ambit Capital has put out a very interesting note. We were telling you about this yesterday, where it is bullish on the Ahmedabad real estate market, and it is actually drawing a comparison with the boom that we saw in the Hyderabad market. Remember, the city has clocked in more sales than even, Kolkata, Chennai in the first half of this year. That is the first half of FY23. So to discuss, we are joined by Pavitra Shankar, Executive Director of Brigade Enterprises. Pavitra, good morning, and thanks a lot for joining us. First off, do you agree with this view that, Ambit has put out, where they see Ahmedabad as the big new market for real estate? They're drawing that comparison with the kind of huge boom that we saw in Hyderabad as well. And are you excited by this market?
Hi, good morning, everyone. We actually have a presence in GIFT City, Gujarat, not so much Ahmedabad. Brigade is primarily a residential developer with a strong portfolio of commercial, office, retail, and hospitality assets. In GIFT City, we have an office building and a hotel. So far, we have not seen GIFT City per se take off from a residential perspective. I understand Ahmedabad is a slightly different market. It is a smaller market, so obviously the potential for growth of a smaller base will be higher than, say, what we see in our larger markets. But Brigade per se, we focus more on South Indian markets like Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad. Personally, I feel it will require some more time for Ahmedabad to get to that kind of size and scale in terms of overall demand. I think probably what is the potential opportunity in the financial services sector, coming from the GIFT City demand and some manufacturing demand that can come in through Ahmedabad. But for us, we see a lot of our driving force of growth coming from the IT sector, and that is why we're very confident about southern markets like Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad.
Okay, Pavitra, hi. Since you spoke about, GIFT City, I wanted to ask you a little more about the commercial, the potential over there, because there is this narrative that higher interest rates could impact the commercial rates. I mean, we saw it with BlackRock closing its real estate fund because of higher redemptions. Globally as well, things are not looking that good as interest rates peak. Are you noticing any sluggishness? I'm talking about the commercial portfolio.
Actually, I think there is still some sort of dichotomy between what we're seeing on the global scale as well as in India. Of course, what happens globally does have some kind of impact on the Indian commercial leasing outlook. That said, the absorption has been very good in calendar 2022. I think the impact, what we are seeing is mostly from slowness in decision making. A lot of the recession talk in the US and Europe has impacted the speed of taking decisions in terms of lease up in a market like India. But that said, India is the bright spot in the global economy, for the next couple of years, at least with the outlook that we have for economic growth as well. So I think that many of these companies are looking to India to maybe lease up, to expand their presence and therefore lease up their office presence. Also with a lot of work from home reversing and people coming back to the office, it has also been easier to get people back to the office in India than they have in the US and Europe. So due to that perspective, I think the leasing outlook in India is far better than what is there in the US. And that's also potentially why Blackstone was looking at those redemptions.
And always easier, Pavitra, to get people back into a swanky new shiny office, right? So, I mean, a good office makes a lot of difference.
We need to do a lot. Yeah, we need to do a lot on the tenant experience to get them back to office. But, we are seeing the trend of people coming back.
Yeah.
Trust me, however swanky the office is, if you get a chance to work from home, people would take that.
Yeah, I would work from office. I would work from office.
Really?
I mean, I worked through office through the COVID. I mean, I think I worked 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks from home. But that's also
because for our industry, it's just a nightmare to work from home.
Yeah. No, but Pavitra, just a quick point. There is even no temporary slowdown in office leasing, etc., because of the talk of a potential recession, etc. There's nothing. The offtake is as strong.
No, I would say that there isn't any, I mean, we can't say there is total exuberance in the office sector. It is definitely a challenging time to lease up and so on, but there is good demand. But maybe what we had expected or what the general outlook was, I would say about 10 months ago, prior to sort of the Ukraine-Russia war really sort of, escalating to where it was a very, very positive outlook. Since then, things I would say are not as positive, but what is happening on ground is sufficient to sort of give our teams the confidence that we can still lease up whatever remaining vacancy is there in our portfolio. And there are still companies scouting for space. Organizations in India or multinationals who have presence in India are still seeing good demand, good prospects locally. So they are still looking for, and they are still rejigging their workplace strategies to figure out what's the best way to get their teams to come back to work.
Okay, that is on the commercial real estate. Also, you briefly mentioned the conversion rate that we are seeing. So can you tell us what that's looking like just for the residential market as well? Say 10 people, if they come to see the house, how many actually end up buying it?
So, I mean, historically, I would say from a lead to when a lead is generated to when people come into the site, that's generally around 20%. And then of that, maybe another 10 to 20% may convert on the ground. But in terms of overall demand, we have actually not seen any slowdown on the residential sector. This is despite prices increasing. We have also taken up pricing across our portfolio consistently.
We're actually facing a bit of a scratchy line there, so apologies for that, but we've got a gist of what you said, and it's good that you ended on a strong note saying that there's no slowdown in demand. Have a great year. If we don't see you again, greetings of the season to you and your entire team at Brigade. But